What's up guys, today's deck profile is going to be unfortunately on Abdul the Harbinger of Despair. That title fits him perfectly because playing against him is no fun at all. Nobody likes this guy, he's a jerk. He's equivalent to like skill drain in Yu-Gi-Oh or something where it's just super frowned upon because it takes all the fun out of the game. And I just can't stand this guy. Let's just get this over with. All jokes aside, the deck is a really good control deck, and I didn't think there would be anything better to mix him with than green because green's great at control. So I run one Group Ballista because it deactivates him early, one Feet Sing because it offers protection, 4 Black Silence for black-green, and 4 Magic Stone of Blasting Waves for red-green. For the green Resonators, I'm running 4 Elvish Priests to get Will quickly, 4 Grettles for the same reason, and 3 Feet Sing. I run Feet Sing often in green decks, and I feel like sometimes it's not really well explained, but the fact that it can produce any will is really important because if you play cards like Cinderella and Stoning to Death and you don't get that second Darkstone really early game, it could be kind of frustrating, and this does give you an option. I mean, I know it's a 3-drop, so you're kind of late into using a really early Spiral or something, but Spiral is never really dead, and Stoning to Death is always great. So it could provide the dark for that as well, so that's really important. And then speaking of Cinderella, I have 2 of her, 3 Carmilla for removal, and 2 Memphis as my heavy hitters. For the spells, I do run a really high spell count, and I think it's the most I've ran in a deck, but it works really well. So I have 3 Stoning to Deaths for removal, 3 Spiral of Despair to disrupt my opponent's opening hands and anything later on. You can also replay it with Necronomicon, 4 Thunder for 500 direct or spot removal, 3 Flame of the Outer World for the same reason as Thunder but with 800 damage, 3 Zeeks to cancel summons, 3 Law of Silence because there's a loop that goes on with this where if you use Necronomicon, you can use Law of Silence and then chain Abdul to Necronomicon to negate it, so after the chase resolves, Law of Silence just goes back to the graveyard, and then every single turn you would just redo that and be able to unlimitedly play Law of Silence, because what's more annoying than being able to stop your opponent's enter abilities, negate everything, and have an unlimited loop, right? So that was it for my Abdul the Harbinger of Despair deck profile. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you also hate Abdul and want to see him burn in the fiery pits of Mordor, make sure to hit the subscribe button where my Charizard gets a fire energy for each subscribe. And once he has 5, we'll be able to just burn him and get him over with once and for all.